Have you ever lost a life-changing opportunity just because of a single thought that flashed through your mind for a few seconds? Some people live their whole lives being kind, hardworking, patient, yet just one moment of greed or impulsiveness ends up costing them their entire future. The scariest thing isn't being poor or failing, it's when your own thoughts quietly pull you away from the values you once took pride in. Today's story will make you stop and think because maybe you've also stood on that edge before. If you believe that mastering your thoughts can save a person's life, comment 1. If you think that sometimes greed is unavoidable, comment 0. Jake was a young man living in a poor, forgotten town. His life was nothing but long, exhausting days filled with quiet sadness. Every morning he grabbed his worn-out bag and wandered from place to place searching for work. Some days he earned a few coins, some days he earned nothing at all. Every night he cooked himself a modest meal, then lay down with a heavy thought pressing against his chest. How will I survive tomorrow? Jake wasn't a bad man. In fact, he was gentle, kind, and deeply honest. Even in poverty, he never once thought of taking what wasn't his. He believed that if he lived with integrity, life would eventually reward him. One afternoon, after an entire day of searching for work with no luck, Jake dragged his tired feet home. The familiar road felt longer than ever. In his mind echoed a single painful question. I've tried so hard. Why is life still so impossible? Just then, a shaky voice rose behind him. Is anyone here? I need help carrying my bags. Jake turned around. Behind him stood an old man with silver hair, a frail frame, and 3 large cloth bags at his feet. He looked exhausted, as though he had walked a great distance. Jake didn't hesitate. He stepped forward politely. What do you need help with, sir? The old man looked at him with a mix of relief and caution. I must travel to the next village. The road is long. I can carry 2 bags, but the third is too heavy. Help me bring it there, and I'll pay you 3 gold coins. 3 gold coins was a fortune to Jake, but his pride stood taller than his hunger. He simply nodded. Yes, sir. I'll help. Jake bent down to lift the 3rd bag and froze. It was unbelievably heavy. He had to lean sideways just to balance it. Why is this one so heavy? He asked. The old man answered calmly. Because it's full of copper coins. Jake only murmured an "oh," then followed the old man down the road. During the first part of the journey, Jake noticed the old man glancing at him every few minutes. It wasn't exactly suspicion, but it wasn't trust either. Jake felt a sting of discomfort. He told himself, he's old and cautious, but I'll show him I'm a decent man. Soon they reached a river. The water was rushing fast and the rocks were slippery. One wrong step could be deadly. Jake noticed the old man looking nervous. Before the old man could speak, Jake stepped into the water first. Follow me, sir. I'll cross first and help you over. But the old man shook his head. I'm too old. I can't cross with these bags. If I fall, I'll die. He paused, thinking, then asked, Can you carry 1 more bag across for me? I'll pay you 3 more gold coins. Jake looked at the 2 bags on the old man's shoulders. He knew the old man was telling the truth. This was dangerous for him. Yes, sir, I'll carry it. Jake set his own bag down at the river's edge, ready to take another one. But the old man hesitated, pulling the bag back. Wait, promise me something first. Jake looked up. Promise what? The old man stared into his eyes, voice low. Promise you won't run away. This bag is full of silver. Jake froze. A sharp sting of pride shot through him. Do you think I'm a thief? The old man sighed. It's hard to trust people these days. This is a lot of money. I just need to be sure. Jake clenched his fists. His pride burned hotter than the river's cold water. I never take what isn't mine, he said firmly. If you don't trust me, then carry it yourself. The old man hesitated, glanced at the raging river, then finally handed the bag over. Jake carried the silver across, then helped the old man step by step. When he reached the other side, Jake simply nodded. See? I didn't run. The old man looked at him for a long moment. His eyes seemed to measure something deeper than words. They continued walking. The road sloped upward toward a steep hill. Jake was breathing heavier now under the weight of 2 bags, but he didn't complain. At the bottom of the hill, the old man stopped again. He eyed the steep climb with trembling legs. I can't climb with this last bag." Jake saw his legs shaking. "Then give it to me. I'll carry it too." But again, the old man hesitated. "You won't run, right?" Jake frowned. This time, the old man spoke plainly. "This bag is full of gold." Jake's heart skipped, not from greed, but from frustration. "Sir," he burst out, "how many times must I say it? I'm an honest man." To defend his dignity, he added, "I once worked for a small loan company as a bookkeeper. They asked me to falsify records to force a poor man to pay more than he owed. I quit that very day, even though I desperately needed the money. I'd rather be poor than immoral." The old man was silent. Then he sighed, defeated. "I don't know if you're telling the truth, but I'll believe you this time." He handed over the bag of gold. "Go ahead. Walk over the hill and wait for me. I'll follow slowly." Jake lifted the 3rd bag. Now all 3 heavy bags dug into his shoulders, but he kept going, determined to help the old man all the way. As he climbed, the mist grew thicker. The old man's footsteps faded behind him, and that's when it happened. The thought. At first it was soft as a whisper. "He's too old. If you ran, he'd never catch you." Jake stiffened. He scolded himself. "No, I'm not that kind of person." He kept walking, but the thought returned, clearer, heavier. "If you run, you'll be rich. These 3 bags could change your life." Jake swallowed hard. His legs quickened without him meaning to. Then came the 3rd thought, crashing through his mind. "He's old. How much longer can he live anyway? But you have your whole life ahead. Take it. Just this once. This one time could change everything." Jake's heart pounded. All his years of poverty, humiliation, and exhaustion surged inside him. A voice echoed in his mind. "Just this once, and your life will be different." Jake turned. The mist hid the old man completely. And then, Jake ran. He ran as if he could outrun every struggle he had ever known. The bag slammed against his back, burning his shoulders, but he didn't stop. His breath came hot and ragged. The only thing he saw was the shine of a better life waiting ahead. Jake reached home. He locked the door, shaking. He dropped the 3 bags, chest rising and falling like a man escaping doom. With trembling hands, he opened the 1st bag. No coins, just rocks. He froze. He opened the 2nd bag. Rocks. The 3rd, still rocks. Jake collapsed to the floor, face drained of all color. His ears rang. His mind spun with disbelief. "No, this can't be real." He dug through the rocks until he found a folded piece of paper at the bottom of the 3rd bag. His hands trembled as he opened it. On the paper were the words, "I am the king of this land. I have no family or heir, and I'm growing old. So I have been searching for an honest person to adopt as my son and future king. If you had not run away, you would have been that person." Jake stared at the letter. Everything inside him went numb. He didn't lose gold. He didn't lose silver. He lost the greatest chance of his entire life. A chance that perhaps his whole lifetime of honesty had been leading toward. Jake covered his face as tears fell. He whispered, almost to himself, "I lived right my whole life. And in one moment of weakness, I destroyed everything." Outside, the wind still blew. The town remained quiet, unchanged. But inside that small house, a man was being sentenced by his own thoughts for the rest of his life. Jake sat in silence for a long time, like someone who had just awakened from a beautiful dream, only to realize he was the one who shattered it with his own hands. His whole life, he had lived with integrity, patience, and honesty, never once doing anything wrong. Yet in just one unguarded moment, a flicker of greed cost him the chance to become the successor. From that day on, Jake understood one thing. The most dangerous enemy isn't out there. It lives inside our own thoughts. A single tiny thought, if nourished, will grow into words, then actions, then destiny. That's why wealth or poverty doesn't determine your future. Your ability to master your mind does. If you believe that holding firmly to your values brings true blessings, comment 1. If you think everyone has moments of weakness like Jake, comment 0.